Hi Sujay. Hi Sujay. How are you?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Uh,
I'm
I'm good.
fine.
Where is other guys?
We can wait for 5 minutes. I
Yeah.
will.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Check page. Okay. Till then, join to other people. So let's just look at what we have built so far. Okay. So let me just share this screen first, and let's just look at the project. What we have do so far now. So actually, in previous sessions, we are not focusing uh, on the styling of the folder and file structures, and this is some kind of the standard way to put the things up in a Node application. Let's just say build a folder name as model, where we have to describe the structures of our product model, or you can say the user model. So we have to keep all those files aside in a folder, okay, called as a model, and all the middlewares go inside the middlewares folder, and config folder everything which is related to configuration, right? So all those file goes inside the configuration file. So we should have something like this kind of folder and file structures when you are dealing with the real world application. So let's say a e-commerce application may have lot of routes and users, and uh, there may be so many things. So you have so your file is not that much small as we are seeing here, but I just want to give you an idea how you will work on a real world project. So this is also an application where we going to build something. Actually, we are, or we can say, now we are building something. We are working on how to make a register routes, how to make a login routes, and some kind of things we are already did here. Let's just say in this model we have defined the user's schema. Schema means you just need to understood by this. It is defined a structure how our schema will look like. It should have a first name, last name, email, password, and that's it. Till now we are demanding this much of information from a user, right? So I just want to give an idea how you will work on your real world project. So when you are working in a company, so your company may have a different kind of requirement. So you have to work accordingly. But the thing is, here you just have an idea how to work on a real time, right? So this is the pretty much standardized thing. Even I am following these kind of standards. So I just deliver all those things that I did in my project. So all these things you should be aware of it, right? So here we are describing our users schema, what kind of schemas uh, we need in our application. So how you can define a schema? The simply thing is that the schema is inbuilt method of Mongoose. So first thing first, you need to require the Mongoose, and then what you need to do? You just if you want or if you wish, so you can make a variable, and like in this application I am making I put all the information inside a variable called user schema. Okay, so we have a inbuilt method schema. So you have to use something like this using the new keyword and mongoose dot schema. After that, you need to write a pair of curly braces, and inside that you have to define all your structures like a object, like a object you are already defined inside your simple JavaScript programs, right? So this kind of thing are over here, and then we are basically we did here that module dot exports. Basically we are exporting the this user schema like this way, mongoose dot model, and this model also is inbuilt model, and this model will take two parameters, sorry, two arguments. The first one is what this kind of model will called. So this model called as a users. In this case, we are calling it users, and the second parameter is uh, our schema that we are defined over here, right? So this is the thing for the model. And inside the configuration file, we also establish the configuration. We also establish the MongoDB connection over here. How we did it? Simply, uh, we have a inbuilt method that comes along with the Mongoose package, which is dot connect method, right? So first thing first, we are made a arrow function, right? Inside this arrow function, we defined mongoose dot connect, and here we pass mongo underscore URL. Where it comes from? Can you guys tell me where it comes from? Mongo underscore URL.
From environment dot env, the hidden
Right,
file.
right. All the credential we are defined inside the .env file. Why .env file? Because .env file is .env file has always been called a hidden file. So all the credential information which is be highly confidential, that should be kept inside the .env file, right? Here we write port 5000, and Mongo URL is MongoDB uh, colon double slash 127.0.0.1, and then colon, and after that you have to write your port number of your MongoDB. So 27017 is a default port of MongoDB. And after that, what? After that, we have to give our database name. So we already built this database named as auth system. Okay. So always remember, you have to write something like this way, right? So I would recommend you guys that please try it your own. Please try to make an application with your own, and writing everything from scratch. And wherever you got stuck, you just rewatch all the recorded session that you did, and try to implement with yourself. Okay, when you did this kind of thing, so all the syntax will not make you scared of. Why I'm saying this? Because in a major time, people got scared because of the syntax, and they don't know how to write the proper syntax. Sometimes people forget to write the database name. They just put the local host and the port number. So this is not the correct. So you have to something follow like this, right? And after that, uh, let's just again come on to in the configuration file where we define the database. So inside the connect method, we have to write our variable name where our MongoDB URL exists. So our variable name was in that file as Mongo URL, right? So same thing we wrote up here. And always I
Sir,
again huh
actually, I have one doubt. Sir. Last class, I was trying to ask this.
huh
Actually, in the environment variable, we have declared port and the. Can you
huh
open it, sir? Can
where
you
dot
open the
env file,
environment in a dot env? Okay.
which huh
Here we have declared port in Mongo URL,
right
and we are using it in database.js, right,
right
sir?
right
How this Mongo URL is updating in that URL which we have declared in the database that you are. How it
So
how it
so
knows to say,
so so we have default method process.env. Okay. So env is referred to the .env file basically. So this is a inbuilt method, and here we are we are doing something like Mongo. Actually, we are here destructuring this. Did you remember, guys, that uh, few sessions ago we are doing something like this, like the uh, let's say Mongo underscore URL, and we did something like Mongo URL dot process dot env, right? We did something like this. I know that that time we are not using Mongo URL, but that time we are using port, right? Port. So we did something like this: port equals to uh, process.env.port, or you can say port.process.env, right? We did something like this, but this time we are doing something like destructuring. So this is the same meaning. If I wrote mongo dot I mean sorry mongo underscore url equals to mongo underscore url dot process env, that is the same meaning, doing something like this
no sir,
syntax.
in line
So
number 3,
process dot en
process.env dot port.
yes, yes. So process dot
Process
en
dot
haha.
process, if we didn't use port dot process.env, I believe process.env dot port.
Ha, yeah. So this is the same meaning. Like if
Uh,
you are doing if you are doing something like this, port equals to process dot env dot port. So this is the same meaning. So you are saying that we did something like const port equals to process dot env dot port, and if we write something like this, so it has the same meaning. It has the same meaning. So difference is that we are writing port at first and then dot process dot env, and in the on the other hand we are doing the same thing, but we wrote port in a last, right? So this
so
is
both are
also
same.
yes, yes, both are same. Both are same. So here we are just destructuring. And what does basically process.env do here? So process.env basically makes the env file globally available, right? So we don't even need to write where it comes from, where .env files come from, right? We just here need to write only process.env, and process.env get get recognize where the things we are demanding from, right? So this is the thing over here. Now, let's just come on to the our main discussion. So, after passing the Mongo URL, right? After passing the Mongo URL, we always need to write this thing after this in the place of the second parameter. What is this? This is the use new URL parser, that we need to make it true, and use unified topology, that also we need to make it true. And we are already discussed this thing, that this is the thing that we must need to declare, and when we are going to connect our database, right? So after that, this is the thing where we handle the uh, success or failure of a connection, right? You are already aware of these piece of code. Okay, So these are the major things that we did in a last session, and some here are the some files that you are already aware of it. We already make uh, a file named as index.js, and a second file name is app.js. In the index.js, we are here uh, doing the port number, the same thing from the env file, const port and process.env. And here we are doing basically listening our port. We wrote code here to listen our application, and our application do in a work inside app.js, right? Why we did something like this? If we are going to write the uh, where our code where our application goes to listen, so this make our app.js file a little bit longer, and we don't want now just upcoming in upcoming few minutes or few in just few hours, you will see inside app.js our file will goes longer and longer, right? So this is not good practice that we we have to keep the listening port inside the app.js. That's why I'm making the listening part inside the index.js. All things working as the same as we did in our previous sessions. The difference is that we are just importing the app, right? We here inside the index.js, we are just importing the app, and we did something like this app.listen and pass the port and then giving a callback. That's it. Okay, till now we discuss a lot more thing, and just come into the our app.js file. From here, now our agenda start. What we need to write over here. So I hope that you understood my point till now. What we did till now. Okay. So the first thing first, I just want to build is a post route where where we uh, where we take the information from the users, right? Where we take the informations from the users, and we have some kind of fields that a user should to pass all the fields that we want inside our application. Okay, so now let's just make a quickly a route name as registration. Okay, so after this, what we write always, we have request and response, right? But this time, this code will, this function will be async function, cause in this example we are going to see a lot more of async function, cause this time we need to fetch the data asynchronously, right? So let's just make this function as async function. Now what kind of things we can do here? So this routes is about the post routes, okay? And we want some information from the user side. So what we have, remember request.body. What will do request.body? Request.body basically accepts the information what whatever come from the front end guy. What does that mean? So I hope you are already aware of React application. So when a user come into the registration form inside the React application. So they need to they need to give some information. Let's just say first name, last name, email, and password. So all those information comes in the form of request, right? Let's just make this thing very easier by using very simple words. So user can do what? User basically make a request, right? User can make a request. Request of what? Request is to, hey, hey backend guy, please just let's just take my some of information of mine. Okay, so this is the request. So always remember this thing by this example. Okay, so let's just let's just accept all those requests. And how can we request? Let's just say cons first first name equals to request dot body dot first name. This kind of this way we can accept the information, right? So let's just quickly make copy of all those things, right? So we have first name. So again we can define here the last name, and here also we have to make it last name const email and request dot body dot uh, email const password equals to request dot body dot password. So here basically, okay, uh, I forgot to write all these code inside the curly braces. Okay, first thing first, I need to cut this thing up from here and goes inside this curly braces. Okay, and now we can paste up here. So something like this, we can accept the requests in the backend side. Okay, so we are working in backend application. Okay, so when front end guy come and when a user giving some information from the front end application, so as a backend guy, as a backend engineer, we have to take care of their first name, last name, email, and password. And we can accept something like this. And after collecting all the information, what we should have our next duty. Our next duty is to save all these information inside the database, right? Am I correct? But
Yes,
this
sir.
code is right. Okay, but this code is not looks good because we have here we repeat so much of time, right? Like const first name equals to request dot body dot first name, last name equals to request dot body dot last name. So the idea is that we are just simply make a constant, and we sorry we make here a variable, and we just simply assign the value whatever the front end guy give, and it accepts inside a form of request dot body. And we we added up here the first name, and this will collect inside the first name. So not doing something like this, we have a better approach. And what is the better approach? The better approach is the better approach is destructuring, the object destructuring. So how we can destructure the all the information? We just need to simply write first name, sorry, first name, last name, and then email, and then password, right? So after that, what? Request dot body. That's it. So this makes looks our code very easier, right? And even it look nice. So always use object based structuring. I would recommend that. Okay. So now I totally understand that you grab all the information from the users inside the request.body. So as a backend developer, what should your next duty? What should you have to take care of your this thing, all this information? So you need to write some boundaries. Boundaries means, let's say, every everyone have some kind of boundaries, right? So why not your application should have some boundaries? Let's say we have to take care about what if user is not registered, what if user is not passed some information. So in that case, what we need to do? So we have to take care all those things too, right? So we can do something like, if let's say if our first name, last name, email or password is not present, so what we need to do? So let's just make uh, another bracket, and let's just quickly define if first name and last name and email, sorry, email and password, if these are not available, what we need to do then? We need to give a error message. So we have rest dot status. Inside status, we can explicitly pass the status code of not getting something, right? So status for not having a proper information will give a error code, right? So 400 is pretty much good error code for getting not getting a proper information. So let's just give another rest dot status dot, let's say, send. So inside send method, we can write all fields are mandatory. I think this should be a good message. All fields are mandatory, right? So this is it. Okay. So after taking care of not getting information from the user side, then what we do? So after that, what we need to take care? Now we have another boundary. So let's say if the users is already uh, uh, existed registered, sorry, existence user. I'm so sorry. I'm not able to pronounce it correctly. So the idea is that what if it is already a existed user. I mean, uh, existing user. Sorry,
What, sir? I can't get it properly. What are you trying to say now?
I'm trying to say, now we are taking care about if user not filled some of field. so we will give a error message, something like this, right? So now our next boundary will what? Our next boundary have to check that if if uh, if existing users are trying to make another registration form, right? So what, in that case, what we will do, right? Understood, Sajay?
So you mean you're saying that if the user has already existed, what we should do, right?
Right, right. Now, okay. First, let's say the code. I hope that you will understood this thing. So the thing is, we have to check what if a user is already existed in our website. Let's say if a user make a registration form, right? So they give some of the information, let's say first name, last name, email, and password, and he is again trying to register himself. So in that case, what we will need to take care, right? So we need to handle that case. So let's say make a variable name as existing user. That is a very proper name. So how we can find out that someone is existing user or not? Here is the here is the time of uh, here is the concept of MongoDB. Here it will check how much of Mongo query you know. So how we will identify that someone is already existing user or not? So first thing first, we need to write await because we are going to deal with the database. So we need to write uh, that user dot. So I think I'm not imported the user, right? So first thing first, I need to import the user from the database, right? Sorry, from the model. We need to import this thing, right? So here we can do something like this const, this time make something like this, and we need to require this. Where it comes from? It comes from model and user, right? So here we have a method named as find one, right? We already saw this thing in MongoDB sessions, how to get a particular uh, query. So here we can say something like this.
So in user.js, what we have written, you open the user.js.
Sorry,
Can you open that user.js answer? What you have written in that?
inside user.js we are defined the user schemas. What kind of schema we should have? The password, the
Okay,
email, last name, and first name. Okay.
okay.
So here we can say if we will get a email, let's say if a user is already registered, so he may have so kind of fields like the first name, last name, email, and password. So we will check by their email. So if their email is already registered, I mean, if their email is already present inside our database, so we will say you are already a existing user, right? So we have to give that kind of message. So here is now we have to write the logic part. So how we can write if if existing user if existing user is trying to register inside our website, so he will get res dot status and he will got a status of 401. So 400 is a status of error message, means you are you are not filling the information correctly. Okay, so send, and we have to say user is already registered, right? And now this is it. Okay, so for now we are checking
सारे
the
के सारे कपड़े भाई
if
अपने
user is not filled some information, so then what we will get. And if user is already present, so what will he have a message if he is trying to register in our website. Okay, so this is the thing. And now what we need to do next, we need to encrypt the password, because we don't want to show users password in our database. Sajay, Sajay,
Yes, sir.
are you about to ask something?
No, sir. No. Actually,
Okay,
I
okay,
switched on like unknowingly.
oh,
Sorry.
okay, okay. Okay, please do the mic off. Yes, okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. So now, this time we don't want to check users password, right? If we are already getting know what kind of password a user is used to make secure their profile, so it will be a cheating, right? So this will be a cheating. So we need to take care about a user password. So we need to encrypt the user password, whatever he will uh, give. So we need to encrypt the password so that nobody have the access of some some credentials that a user give. So we need to take care about the password thing. So how we can encrypt the password? So we have a very good package for encrypting the encryption, and package name is bcrypt.js. Okay, so here is a bcrypt.js package. So the uses is very simple, and we are going to use this package. So what it basically does, so it is built up on using cryptography, and it uses some of very good algorithms inside the this package. If you are seeing here, so it is doing some salt and hash thing. So you can read the documentation of bcrypt.js, but let's just first make this install the bcrypt.js. Okay, so if we check inside our package what kind of things are available inside our package, so till now we are installed .env, Express, Mongoose, and NodeMon as a dev dependency, right? So let's just add some more dependencies. Okay, yes, it is installed now. So using of bcrypt.js is very simple. You just first thing first is we have to require bcrypt.js, right? And how we can require? Simple. Require and then bcrypt.js, right? One thing I love to do, really love using the VS Code is whatever, let's say, if we don't have any kind of idea about any function and arguments, so VS Code makes our life easier. So you just need to put a dot operator and it will tell you whatever you need to do. Uh, okay, I'm showing this thing with you. So here we need to encrypt our password, right? So let's just create a variable name as encrypt password, or let's say encrypted password would be a good name. Encrypted password, right? And basically encryption of password will take some times. Why? Because in order to make your password encrypted, let's say you want to make your password to be encrypted by 10 times, so doing this process takes some times. Whatever the algorithm is written inside the bcrypt.js package, so it will take some time now. It will take some time to make your password encrypted. Let's say you want to make your password encrypted by 10 times. So it will take some times. That's why we have to use here await, right? And we can do something like this. Bcrypt. Bcrypt means this variable that we are using, const bcrypt. So after using this, we have to put a dot operator. That's the feature I'm talking about. The moment you put the dot operator, it will tell you automatically that what kind of function you need to implement. Let's say this time I want to hash. Hash means I'm interested to make our password hash form. Hash form means I want to make our password encrypted, right? So let's just use this inbuilt function, and here we need to write what kind of thing we want to make it encrypted. So in this case I want make our password encrypted, and what how many times you want to encrypt your password. Let's just say I want to make it encrypt by 10 times. So why 10 times? Because 10 is I think 10 is a good number, and if you put 20 or 30 times, so it will take so much of time, right? And we don't want that it would may take so much of time. So 10 is a good number. If you give the number 10 or 8 or 9, so it will make your password encrypted, and it is not able to decrypt easily. I'm saying this thing. It is not easily to make it decrypt, right? So 10 is a good number. So this is the way how we should to take care about the password thing. Okay, so now this time I want to I want to bring back the users by using user.create, cause we have to inject some values and we can do with the help of the create method. Let's see what I am talking about. Const, this time let's say user, and what this user is basically user dot create, right? And here we have first name, last name, and we have email. So sometimes what? Sometimes people are writing their emails like, let's say, JAYDEEP. So they give the first letter as a capital letter, and this kind of errors we don't want in our production grade application. So we already have to take care about these kind of mistake. And how can we handle this? We have a very special method in JavaScript that and the method is to lowercase. Okay, lowercase. So it will basically make every letter in a small letter. Okay, I think I make some mistake. NAME name. Oh, NAME. I have to write. Okay, this is the correct one. So why I'm writing like this? So you can do something like this: first name, and then you have to give the comma, and then last name colon last name. So in JavaScript, in modern JavaScript, if it has a same value, it has a same key value pair things, so you don't have to write first name colon first name. If you writing something like this, so it is also the valid JavaScript. Okay, it is a valid JavaScript. That's why I'm writing like this. And then last one is password. And what I have to write over here, password colon. This time our password is not in a simple text format. This time our password will have a encrypted password type, right? Means the password that I make encryption over here, I am passing the that encrypted password inside the user, right? Like this. So that's it. And okay, now what we need to do. Okay, here is the part of the JSON. Now our user is created and we have already put some boundaries, but let's just take a look of JWT package.
Why did you create a user? What is the use of that?
What is the use of
You have created after encryption user right? So user dot create.
user
Yeah,
this thing?
yeah, yeah. Yes. Why are you creating?
So basically the thing is, this time we have to pass the we have to pass off some values. Let's say we are making the password encrypted here, right? But inside the user. inside the user, we have password in a simple text format. We don't want na yaar. So we need to inject something like this. Means this password, the user gave whatever the password, user gave whatever the password, we make it here the encrypted format, right? So here's the question of security. We don't want to see someone's user's data in a simple text format. If we are able to see someone password in a simple text format, so maybe user, if let's say user has some uh, some technical background, he knows some coding and all those things, and somehow he will uh, he will know that you are not using encrypted format of texts. So what we will do, what will he do? He will raise their voice that you are not using the proper format of the passwords, and passwords are very highly confidential thing, right? That's why we are injecting a simple password into a encrypted password. And here also in the email, we also have a concern that some peoples are using the some capital letters, and using the capital letters do some problematic things for our database. So escaping those problems, we can do something like email dot to lowercase, right? So because of this thing, we have to use this. Understood?
So user.create will create an object.
Right, right. It is create a object. User dot create will create a object, and it will assign into a user. And what kind of object it will create? Here I already given user dot create. What is users? Basically users come from here, right? Actually we have to link so many things. We have to link so many things so that we can understood all these things very nicely. Understood? You have some question, Sajay? Sajay?
Hello.
Have you any question?
Sir, just a second, sir. Just a second.
Okay.
There is a problem in my headphone. Just a second, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, till then, I also want to drink some water.
Hello. Can you
Hmm.
hear me now, sir?
Yeah, I can hear
Hello.
you.
So what did you just say, sir? Sorry, there is a problem with my headphone.
Okay, okay.
Well,
Okay, the main thing is here that we are encrypted our password, right? So
yes,
we have to use our encrypted password, right? Inside our user inside our user information, we need to encrypt the
yes,
password. Also, along with the encryption of password, we have to take care about the emails. Sometimes users do some silly things. Let's just say they write some capital letters if let's say your name is Sajay, so unknowingly or by an accident, you are writing as Sajay and at the rate of gmail.com, where you wrote S in a capital letter, right? But we already know that email is always in a lower case, right? So we have to take care about of all those things. That's why we are creating this object of type name, I mean the first name, last name, email, and password, where we pass the encrypted password, right? That's why we need to create these object and store inside a variable name called as a user. But this user is in small case, you can see here, because I just want to keep it distinct. That's why I'm here writing user in a small case. And this user is comes from where? This users is basically comes from the model, this model folder. If you can see here, this is the same user that I basically requiring it here, right? Understood? I hope you understood right now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, let's just proceed the tutorial. Actually, I have to show you something. If I open JSON web token, so I would recommend that please read a little bit, like how all the JSON web token do work. I already taught you guys that what is JSON web token and how it works. But in this tutorial, I just want to show you that here is three major things. If we are talking about any JSON web token, so majorly it it should have three major parts: the header and the payload and the signature. So what is basically these three? Okay, let me just quickly use my pen tablet. I have to demonstrate something. Okay, I need to select a pen. Let's say this pen, right? Again, this is the same pen. Okay, okay. Let's just start with this pen. If I'm talking about JWT, so basically it is made of three things. So the first thing is uh, JWT JWT data, and second is payload, and third thing is signature. So what basically these things are, if I looked at, if we can look at all these three things. Let's just come here. So, so the header things that I'm seeing the JWT data. So inside the header, we have to give like what kind of the type of header, and inside the payload, we have to it is taking care about what kind of data are loaded inside the this token. Let's say name, last name, password, all those things are basically is the part of the payload. And what is the signature part? Signature part is a basically a digital signature where we write where we wrote that uh, that yes, I'm approved this, that this is me who are sending the tokens, right? You need to verify that thing as well. So this is made up of these three things. Okay, okay. I have to come back into our demonstration. So
Sir,
just
what is
here,
signature, sir? What did you say?
signature is you need to approve. Let's say you are doing something, okay, so you have to approve. Let's say you want to go Goa, okay, you want to go to Goa to do some party, so you need to take approval from your father that papa, I want to go to Goa, so please do permit. If your father do agree that yes, you can go and enjoy your life, so after that, you are able to go Goa, right? So that time your so whatever you plan, in that plan father needs your father needs to have to do signature, right? So this is the something we can understood here, that this is some kind of signature that we need to do, right? And how we can do it, I will show you in a minute. Don't panic and don't stress out yourself like how we can do all these things. I will show you in a minute. It is very
Okay,
easy.
okay, okay. In header field, what we will fill, sir? In header
So
field?
if I am talking about the JWT data or header, so inside the header, it is information. It is the information of type of algorithm and what kind of data we are posting. So you are pretty much aware of the fetch method, right? So when we do fetch method, so let's say you want to do some post data using the fetch method, right? So that time you need to pass some extra information like what kind of this header is this is the post data or the put data. You need to define all these things, right? So these
Yes,
kind
sir.
of things is also happen here. You need to give the information, right? So let's just come into the our VS Code and start writing the code. But before start writing code, we have to install the JWT package. And how we can JWT npm. Okay, Sajay, I hope that you are already present in the previous sessions where I taught about what is JSON Web Token and what is the HTTP request, why HTTP request is headerless and stateless, and why we need to use the JSON Web Token. I hope you are already aware of it, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
just make it little bit bigger. Okay, here we can do something like this. Now it is installed. If I check the package.json, now till now we have a long list of the extra packages that we are installed: the bcrypt.env, express, json web token, and mongoose. Okay, so first thing first, we need to require the json web token. And how we can require that? The simple thing is const jwt and require, and here what we have, json web token, right? This is it. And okay, we are required the JWT package inside our backend application. But the signing part that you are just ask me, sir, how we can told our application that I am signing. So for that reason, we have some kind of secret key. Okay, so we need to write some secret key inside our .env file. What is secret key? That is all about of you, what you want to give your secret key. So this secret, here I am showing you how to write the security key, or you can say secret key. But you always need to take care about this secret key, because if somebody, when you are going to work in a real world project, if somebody get the secret key information, so he can do very harm with your user base, your website. He can do anything. So I would really suggest you that always keep all these kind of information inside the .env file. So here, let's just say, so this is basically the purpose of tutorial. I want to teach you how to define all these things. That's why I am sharing my screen and showing you how to define the secret key. But in a real world example, this is a very big thing. And if you are not going to take care about all these things, even company will fire you. They don't even want you anymore if you are not going to take care about all these things. So this is a very crucial thing. So please keep your eye on this. So let's say I want to give my secret key is Jaideep123. Pretty much straightforward. But in a real time, you don't have to write something like this. You need to give something like this much of big string. So this is the when you are going to work with the real world application. So secret key is that long. Secret key is that much long. Even sometimes it is longer than this. So secret key is really be very crucial information. But this is a tutorial and I don't want to keep it so much big. That's why I am giving it very short name as Jadip123. Okay. Now let's come back here. So this secret key will use when we are going to use the JSON web token. Cause inside the JSON web token we have to approve the token, right? Okay. Now we have come so far. Now let's now this is the time when we have to use the JWT token. Okay, we need to write const, let's say token. Okay, because we are going to make the token. And okay, JWT dot, and here it is, our VS Code is automatically suggesting what are the methods are available inside the JWT package. So here we have so many things like the verify, and then decode, and so much thing, but we are interested in sign.
Whether we are importing JWT anyways.
Yes, we are already imported here
Okay,
JWT
okay,
here.
okay.
Okay, and here we can we have to give curly braces. Inside the curly braces we need to write something like this: uh, user dot underscore id. So this is the syntax of the JWT token. How we need to give the ID, the user ID, right? But this syntax is not good at all. So we can fix this something like this: user dot underscore. Okay, sorry. User and underscore ID, something like this. Now it is fixed, and this time, along with the user ID, I also sent the email part inside the JWT token, right? I'm interested to send a user ID also along with the email inside the this token, right? So you have to give a comma, and after this what? Here is the time of signing. Signing means you are going to approve this token. So how you can approve? Remember process.env. So you need to write process.env and dot what you have inside the uh, .env file. We have this variable. Let's just copy this because I make a lot of typos. So you need to put over here, right? Now again you have to give a comma, and inside the second curly braces, here you need to give the expiration, means expiration of your this token. So in what time your token will be finished. So let's define this: expire in, and let's say I want to keep this token for 2 hours. Okay, so I just want that anybody who is going to use my application, after 2 hours it will automatically logged out, or you can say token will expire. So what happened that once the token will expire, your application is automatically logging out. Understood? Okay, till here everything is fine. Okay, now second thing, uh, after this we have to give the user dot token, the token that we are just building here. Token, we have to give the token. We are basically inserting the token inside the token that we are building, right? And one more thing, res dot, um, let's say after getting all those things, we can do something like res dot status, and if it will pass the pass all the information, so it should give the status of 201, and it should have a JSON method, and it will return the user. Okay, uh, now everything is fine and good, but one thing that we are all missing is not using, not handling the handling the success or error part. So we need to wrap all these codes wrap around the try catch block. Okay. So this will do what? This will basically handling your errors part. So let's just copy all these things from here to here, right? Let's just cut this thing, and after that we need to write try and catch statement. Okay, so let's just first handling this error. We are just going to dumping down all the errors if in case of error we got any, and inside the try method, whatever we write till now code, we are going to paste it over here, right? Now everything is fine. Till now everything is fine. So let's just save this thing up and start our application by writing.
So where did you read try and catch your index for this?
Sorry,
Where did you written try and catch blocks?
because we need to handle the error part. If we are not going to write the error part,
Hey,
so
no, no, no. Actually, this is uh, inside post method you have written try and where is the catch? Just it will okay console the log error. Okay, got it, got it.
got it. Okay. Okay, let's just run this application. Okay, first thing first, I need to check over here. Okay, we need to write npm run dev. Let's write npm run dev. Okay, server is listening on port 5000. Why it is not giving? Okay. Mm, okay, I forgot to connect the database in a app.js. We already make the connection over here, right? We already make the connection and directly we are exported from here. But inside the app.js, I forgot to implement this file inside this app.js, right? So let's just quickly make the establish the connection. And you might be thinking, sir, how would you uh, sir, how would you find out there is some mistake, and how can you figure it out? So the answer is simple. If I looked at the database connection over here, so here I am consoling database connect successfully, right? So after this console, I mean the server is listening on port 5000. I am not able to see this connection because I'm thinking our database is connected successfully, so it should give me the console of database connect successfully, but it is not. So that's why. And how we can connect the database? The answer is very simple. So here let's just quickly do require, and where it comes from. So it comes from config and database, and this time I want to execute the database here itself. So we can do something like yes, we can do something like this. Connect here. Now everything should work properly. Let's just save this and let's see inside the terminal. Now here you can see database is connect successfully, right? Here we have two messages. Server is listening on port 5000 and database connect successfully, right? Now let's just check, is it working properly or not? So I already told you that till now we don't have any front end application for this backend application. So here Postman is something work like a front end application. Let's say front end application may have some fields, some required fields like the first name, last name, email, and password. So, in the purpose of testing these APIs, we are not going to make a front end application. But the later part, I will make the UI for the these fields. But till for let's say for now, we have to test using Postman, right? And why these messages are popping it out? Okay, so let's just come into this application. Okay, before using the Postman, I need to show you something. Okay, let's just open the uh, okay, let's just open the MongoDB. Here we have auth system, and inside this we have user. Okay, and inside user we have so much of data. So let's just delete some of the data. Why I'm deleting some data? Because I don't want to make you guys confused that, sir, where all these data comes from. So that's why I'm deleting all the data. So here, this collection, the user collection, is totally empty. Inside the auth system user, our collection is totally empty, right? So let's just enter some value and check it out. Is it working or not? Here we already selected the post method from here, and our route is also is given here, localhost 5000 slash registration. So let's come inside the body part, and here we already selected the JSON here, and all of name is entered. So let's just put the first name as um, okay, let's put John Doe. Okay, let's just put only John and write it over here. Doe John, and okay, keep this password as it is. So let's send this and check it out. Okay, I think I make some mistake or what. First name of request undefined. Okay, it is saying something that cannot destructure property first name of request.body as it is undefined. Why man? App.js 16. App.js first name. Okay, let's just copy this things up and come here, and we have to give something like this. First name.
Hi sir.
Hello.
Sir, in the line number
Oh,
18, it's a typo.
okay. Here I do mistake. First name. Actually, I did so many typos. Okay. Again. First, Firstname. Yes. Now this is all correct. Right. Now let's come over here in the postman, and let's try one more time to send this request. Okay. I need to check one more time. Cannot destructure the property first name of request rate 16. Again, type error at line number 16. So let's take a look. Am I did typo somewhere else? No. This is all good, I think. Okay. Let's just make it quit this thing. Send these things. As it is undefined. Where I did undefined, man?
Hello, sir.
Huh?
Sir, it's fetching all those first name, last name from request.body
Huh?
inside the users no, sir. Then we have to give request.body.user. I think.
Mm, actually, the thing is, users. No, we have to write something like so. Let's say how it will recognize. Let's say we are doing so many places the first name, last name, and email things. So we need to write the this thing at least once. So,
No, no. Actually, what he's trying to say is here we are declaring request.body,
huh.
but what he is trying to say is it is coming in the form of user object. So he's trying to say request.body.user. Maybe,
Request dot body dot user.
yeah.
No, it will not work. Do try it your own. You will see some error messages.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Huh.
Sir, I didn't attend the class for up to nearly a week. Then I watched the recorded sessions. Then I have a doubt in two places, sir.
Okay, okay. Please.
Uh, is a Postman we should download it or we can get it from the web?
So you can download it. Even a extensions is also available in Chrome. So I would recommend that you have to download this. Okay. So do one thing. Postman is freely available. You can download it from anywhere.
Okay, sir. And the final question, I will ask it in the end of the session, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Uh,
can we try that first method you told that the four lines of code? Uh, um, Instead of destructuring, we can use it. No, sir. Let's try that once.
let's try
Can
it
get an
once.
idea.
Okay. So how would you like to write here? Okay. Give me the text message in a comment box. Okay. Okay. Let's just. I am working on this one more time. way before structuring body dot first name. Where
Sir,
Jagdish?
instead of destructuring, sir, you have told that it's four lines of code, so we use only destructuring.
Right, right.
Yeah, sir. Let's try that way, then we have an idea how it's coming.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, sir.
Let's just do this thing. So request dot body dot first name. This thing.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
let's just quickly do first name, last name, request dot body dot last name and email. So we can do request dot body dot email and const password request dot body dot password. Right? Everything is correct. Now let's just take a look.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay.
Uh, Now
Now
it's
let's.
running.
But here it is makes a mistake. It is still showing sending the request. Okay, let's take a look. It gives cannot read the property of undefined. First name it is getting as undefined, but from where? Um, it is quite weird. In fact, it is getting something.
After whether you make any typo in first name and last names.
Yeah, that's the thing I am trying to say.
No, in Postman we have written also.
Okay, in Postman. Okay, let's just copy this thing. First name. This time last name. Okay, I will check these things and will let you know by tomorrow. Okay,
Okay, sir.
what these things happen and why this is not showing the result I want. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you in tomorrow's session. Bye. Till then, keep
Okay, sir.
learning.
Bye.
Bye.